The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Open, the show where we bring you the best that the Bronx, New York, and the world has to offer in art, music, entertainment, sports, and much, much more. I'm Rita Valentin, your café con leche every Friday morning. And first up, we've got some fun things to do around the city in our Open Weekend Preview. Then Teatro Latea's newest presentation, Sane, is almost here. We'll hear from the writer and performer. And La Luz de un Cigarrillo is an award-winning play, and the playwright is here to discuss what that means, and all the best in sports is after that with Bobby C. and the Sports Roundup, and our Open Artist Spotlight shines on another artist performing at the Jerome Gun Hill Bid Fall Festival, so stay tuned. All that is headed your way because now we are officially open. Hello, welcome back to Open. We've got a fantastic show headed your way, but we're always inviting you to join in the conversation. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or even if you just want to say hey, you can send us an email to open@bronxnet.org, and you can comment on any past episodes at bronxnet.org/TV/open, and we are social people, so you can definitely find us on the social networks, Facebook that is, and that's /open BronxNet Television, and of course on Twitter we're at BronxNet TV, and while you're there you can follow me at Rita Valentin. So we're going to get right into the show with our Open Weekend Preview, people. First up, we have the Feast of San Gennaro. The seductive aroma of grilled peppers and onions wafting from Mulberry Street highlights the arrival of fall for the 86th year of this festival, celebrating the patron saint of Naples. This festival gathers together traditional Italian-American street fair food and even some pizza and cannoli eating contests and a parade. It's a week-long celebration that started yesterday, going all the way to Sunday, September 23rd. And for more information, you can check them out by going to sangennaro.org. Next, Bronx Literacy and Health Fair. The Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr., Montefiore Hospital, and Health First present the Bronx Literacy and Health Fair. Information on asthma, dental, eye care, obesity will be given out along with entertainment and giveaways, and that's happening this Saturday, September 15th at 10 a.m. And the fair will take place at the Evander Childs campus at 800 East Gun Hill Road, whether rain or shine, people. So for more information, you can call 718-590-3515 and or 718-590-6012. And finally, it is Hispanic Heritage Month. Woo! That's right. Celebrate this spicy month with a festival of flowers, music, dancing, crafts, food, and wine. That's happening Wednesday, September 19th from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's all happening at the New York Botanical Gardens at 2900 Southern Boulevard in the Bronx. And for more information, you can go to nybg.org. And that is what we have for you this weekend. So now we're going to check in with our DJ in the house, DJ Vince. So, Mr. DJ.
Happy Friday.
Hey, Mr. DJ, play that song. Are you sipping on some soda this morning?
Am I sipping on some soda? No, I'm definitely not. I try to stick it to water or maybe some fruit juice, the healthy side, in the morning times. But there's a lot of people that won't be sipping on soda for too long.
I mean, if you're sipping on soda in the morning, it's kind of like it's questionable
It's
with
bad for your
regards
teeth.
to how you feel about your body
Right.
and how you're taking care of yourself. However, this new ban that actually is taking place, it actually got cleared, is going to happen in like 6 months.
Yes, it
And
did.
from what I understand, it's going to affect a lot of businesses.
Definitely. Probably thousands and thousands of businesses all over New York. I work in a restaurant too on the weekends, and we also have the 32-ounce drinks, and we probably will have to stop selling those too.
So I'm just curious, just because I want to ask, how do you feel about someone actually telling you that? I understand the point
Right.
behind it. How does that make you feel?
I mean, last time we talked about this, it was a hypothetical situation. Now that it's actually in effect, it's kind of hard. I know I don't normally drink huge sodas, but there's a lot of people that were against it. Again, like almost 100,000 people signed a petition against it, but it still went into effect. So
It did go into effect. It did go into effect. However, it's still, it doesn't fully take effect for another 6 months.
Right.
So I'm sure there'll be people protesting it or trying to appeal this
right.
whole
No, I
order.
want my soda.
Don't be telling me I can't drink my soda.
I'm
How you
saying.
gonna dictate how much soda I drink? I mean, not that we're advocating it.
No,
I get
definitely
it.
not.
I get it. I get that, we're trying to establish a healthier society.
Yeah.
However, it's questionable whether somebody banning it and telling you that you can't sell it and or buy it is the right approach.
Yes, we as New Yorkers, we don't like to be told what to do. But on the bright side, it is good for our health. And also, there are drinks that you can still buy over the 16 ounces, which would be fruit juices. I think coffee is still not prohibited, so it's good
Right,
that
and
you can still get some
well,
drinks.
coffee, the sugar is optional. That's up
Yeah.
to each individual. However, there's always water.
Yay!
Water.
H2O.
H2O, baby. All right, so we're gonna H2O our ourselves over to the other camera. Thank you very much,
you,
Mr.
Rita.
DJ Vince Breesy in the house. Before we go, what you jamming for us today?
What are we jamming to? I'm not playing anything specific. I'm just, trying to go with the show, but I'm really looking forward to our artist Gigi later on today.
Nice. That's right. We got Gigi Lizette in the house. All right, so I said I was going to H2O my way, because people we're made. We're like at least over 75% made of water. So
That we are.
Just to clear that up. All right. So we have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll be talking to the writer and star of Saint. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone. But you're not alone. At IAVA.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. IAVA.org. We've got your back.
in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Open. And it's no coincidence I happen to open up with a big old smile in my face, chuckling a little here and there because we've got Marilyn Torres in the house. That's right. She is no stranger to success. Her credits include plays like Agony of the Agony, the Downtown Plays, and Breath Boom, and movies like Made in Manhattan, Bella, and Lady in the Water. She's also part of the cast for the web series East Willie B, and now she's doing double duty as the writer and star of Sane. Here to discuss more about this play with us is Marilyn Torres. Hello.
Yay. Good morning. Nice to be here.
Nice to have you here. Very exciting. Very exciting. You know, just share with everyone a little bit about your background because you're like a little bit of everything in the performance component, right? Because you do film, you do theater, you write, you do comedy, you do drama. I think I just said it.
She just said it. There you go. So, I love doing all mediums. My favorite is probably theater because I get to have sort of control over what I say, and I get to create parts for myself that I wouldn't normally be cast as, but I get to say what I really want to say.
How long have you been doing this now?
What, the solo work?
Just everything.
Everything, probably over like about 20 years now. I've been in the game.
Yeah, you've been in the game for a minute now, and it's just interesting that you would say that you get to create the role that you would like to be, right? Or
yes.
Present or
yes.
represent.
Yes.
Just talk a little bit about that because you've been on Law and Order, you've been on the Chris Rock show, you've
yes.
been in the actual national side. So the fact that you're saying, oh, I get to write, let's talk about the two differences.
Well, when you are working for someone else, you're working for somebody else's creative flow, so to speak. When I do someone's film, per se, or if I do TV, I'm doing parts that are written by someone else. And I don't necessarily get parts that although I've been very lucky though, because I've gotten to do parts where I get to do my thing, which is character work, but I don't always go in for things that I know I'm capable of doing. So it could be good, and then it could also be very frustrating. So I then go on my own and I create my own thing and I do what I know I'm capable of, and it's very fulfilling.
That's awesome. No, it's awesome that you're able to differentiate and understand that, okay, this is what I do here, but yeah, this is what I can actually contribute, let's say.
Yeah.
Right? And so in that contribution, you actually tap into serious topics and somehow able to make it comical, which is not very easy to do.
Yes, but it's I think it's my thing because I would say growing up, comedy for me was what helped me to survive, and it's become very. I use it a lot in my theater.
In your work, yeah.
So I'm able to take topics like AIDS or domestic violence or going to a GYN appointment and seeing the funny in it as well as the stuff that is serious. Right. And it seems to be what I know how to do.
And you do
so
it well.
I do it. Thank you.
You do well.
Thank you.
You do well.
Thank you.
I've been following Marilyn. I've known Marilyn for quite some years.
Yeah, we've known each other.
I don't want to admit that. Yeah, I've been in the game 20 years, but it's about that. We've been in.
It's been a long time. We've been hitting it for a long time.
Yes. Yeah. Bah, and taking it. También.
Yes.
So that being said, she's in this new production, right? Because she has a couple of one-woman shows, and this is the newest one, and she's able to play like various characters to the T. And what I really appreciate about your work is that, like I said already, is that she takes real people and real situations and is able to find the comedy in the situation, no matter how devastating the situation is. I mean, some of them are just straight up drama, but just, you had this one piece that I've seen you do on domestic violence that I believe is part of this production. And
well, she's not coming on this ride. The piece that you're talking about, it's called Rita Power.
Okay.
And it's about a girl who gets out of a domestic violence situation through watching West Side Story. And so she emulates Rita Moreno, and she kicks this guy's butt in light of being Rita Moreno. So she gets inspired and she's moved, and she's able to get out of the situation. This group of people that are coming on this ride, Insane, it's not insane, I'm playing with the idea of things that drive women and men insane, and how we cope on a daily basis, and how we're not able to really say what we feel, and we're not able to really be who we are. I have one character who is, she's about to be executed, and she's an African American woman, and she fell into a really bad relationship, and so people are going, well, she's crazy, and she did this crime, and she's here to set the record straight that there are things that drive us to insanity that are not quite, we never really explore that, and we never really find out the reasons why
people are the way they are.
Why we become imbalanced.
Right,
yeah,
right,
and
right.
I'm really interested in shedding light on that. I'm interested in shedding light on issues that pertain to women especially. I feel like a lot of times we're misunderstood. I want to deal with issues like mental illness, to poverty, to being Latina in the business. That could drive you insane. So it's my passion. People are my passion. I believe in people. I believe in the human race, and I believe in all people. So I like to hit other. I'm Puerto Rican, and I can do Latina roles, but I also like to get into other cultures and other frame of minds. I think we're all in this together, and I think it's a universal thing.
Yeah,
so
you hit it right on the mark. That's right. It is a universal thing. Now, which leads to the word sane. Why did you choose the word sane as opposed to insane?
Because all the characters that you're going to see are becoming sane. And it doesn't necessarily mean, and then it's questioning what is being sane. Because I know in my own life, my life has been crooked, but it's my crooked, and sometimes people will go, well, she's crazy. And I'm like, well, no, I'm actually not crazy, because I'm speaking my mind. I'm actually being very sane.
Right.
So these women and these men are going to sort of like explore that whole idea of what is sane and what is not sane, and what drives you insane, and how do you deal with your insanity, and how do you deal with trying to get sane. And we're going to do it, we'll all do it. Me and my characters will do it with humor and with a lot of heart.
I'm sorry, I got a big old smile because I could just imagine the ride.
Come to the party.
I know.
Come to the party.
I could just imagine the ride.
Yeah, because there's a little bit of I believe there's a little bit of everything for everybody. Like there's something for everybody that you can sort of connect to and go, that's me, or I know somebody that's like that, or I can maybe understand my mom now, or I can, I'm dealing with caretaking. A lot of women and men are dealing with caretaking, and nobody really wants to talk about it, and we're sort of all going like, okay, this is the way it's supposed to be, but it's also frustrating. It takes up a lot of time. Your life changes. It's real.
It's real.
It's real.
So that's what you got. You got real characters that are being put up in a one-woman show. She's going to portray all the characters, which I'm sure is going to be fabulous. I'm looking forward to it. And when is it running? When is it running?
So it's going to be at Latea Theater, 107 Suffolk Street in Delancey. And it's going to be on September 25th at 8 and October 2nd at 8.
So it's only 2 nights.
Two nights.
So it's September 25th and October 2nd, which means we gave people sufficient notice to actually check it out. And you can go to teatrolatea.com in order to get that information. And, thank you, Marilyn, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And congratulations on all the work that you've endured, because, in this business, there's a factor that needs to be acknowledged, and that's the endurance, because there's people who come in and then they go.
Yeah.
And somehow, you've been able to stay in the game and do it your doorway, which
Thank
is
you.
really appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, thanks. All right, once again, for more about Sane, you can check it out at Teatro Latea on September 25th and October 2nd. And of course, you can go to teatrolatea.com for more information. All right, stay tuned because there's more on Open after this.
Thank you.
Did you know that getting up and getting active for just 60 minutes a day is all it takes to help you get stronger, look better, and feel great?
Or that fresh fruits and veggies aren't just healthier and crunchier, they can taste better too?
Eating better and getting more active is easier than you think.
Yeah! Keep watching for some fun and easy ways to discover the magic of healthy living in your life.
America.
Let's get healthy together!
There is also a very attractive extended warranty option that includes free service and parts for the next 5 years. But there's no need for you to get that. You failed to get the test you needed at the doctor that would have detected disease early enough where it could have been treated. So you won't be around in 2 years to see him grow up, which means the warranty would be useless. Okay, sign here, please.
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
I remember how much you said you liked mine. Oh.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
So here are the keys. Congratulations, it's officially yours. I'm sure you'll have many happy years here. Except for you, because you'll be gone 3 years from now, struck down by the same disease that got your father. So you won't be around for them. And sadly, it could have been detected early with a simple test, but you didn't have it. Okay, who wants to check out the backyard?
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
Be free. Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad.
Charles!
Nice, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Open, the authentic contemporary Dominican and Dominican York voice has rarely been represented in Spanish. Last year, La Luz de un Cigarrillo enjoyed massive success off-Broadway, winning 5 Ola Awards and 4 Ace Awards, and now it's back. And to give us a little more of what to expect during the new production, we have Marco Antonio Rodriguez. Hello.
Hola, Reina Valentin. How are you?
Gracias. For the Reina Valentin, Marco Rodriguez.
Thank you for having me.
You do the whole Spanish thing. The Marco Antonio Rodriguez.
Y Reina.
Yes. So, give us a little bit about your background with the writing. Are you a trained writer? Did you train in English?
I'm from New York City, and
Right.
my parents are from Dominican Republic. I lived in the Dominican Republic when I was a baby, though, for a while.
Okay, so how long?
This is my first language, actually, because
Really?
I was
Spanish
sent there.
is just- oh,
I was
okay.
sent there when I was a baby. So when I came back, I actually had to learn English watching Sesame Street, Electric Company.
Interesting.
And because I was talking like a Cibaeño, I was
Right.
talking very regional Dominican Republic over there. So
Uh-huh.
I had to learn English when I came back.
Uh-huh.
And
How old did you come? What were you when you came back?
I was 5.
5.
I was
okay.
5 when I was brought
Okay.
back. And writing-wise, yeah, I've worked with the best. I've been very lucky. Rick Najera from Latinologues, Guillermo Arriaga from Amores Perros, Sid Field, who's done a lot of good screenwriting programs. I've done some really good work with some really good writers, so I'm very lucky that way. And as an actor, I've also worked with some of the best people. So
Now, it's very interesting that you consider Spanish to be your first language, even though you were brought back here at the age of 5 and you learned English. So it's because at that point, it's kind of like you become more English dominant speaking. except if in your household the primary language is Spanish.
Particularly the telenovelas. They saved the day.
The
They did, because
That's
my
it.
mother was watching telenovelas
Mhm.
constantly, and Cristina and all that kind of stuff
Mhm.
back in the. So, you know, I was able to retain the Spanish, and that's all I spoke at home. And I would also, she would take me to all her things so that I would translate for her. So that's also one of the reasons that Spanish I retained the Spanish. It never went away.
Okay, and just
Thank
to
God.
share with everyone, the reason we're having this conversation is because La Luz de un Cigarrillo is actually written in Spanish,
It is.
and you're an English-speaking Latino, or like you refer to the Dominican York. So what exactly does that mean for you in our times?
I kind of went at it backwards. I just felt like in order to write something authentic and honest and true with this particular world in La Luz un Cigarrillo, I had to write it in Spanish because that's where it takes place, in this household where Spanish is spoken, and that's all that's spoken pretty much, except for the broken English. And for me, it was going back to my roots. And again, Spanish is my roots, my main roots. So that's why I did that. And it's been successful. It's been a blessing. I wasn't expecting it. It hadn't been done really, rarely been done in Spanish, in the authentic Dominican, contemporary, not about Trujillo. So I didn't know what to expect, but I just knew that this was the work was honest, and it was from my heart. And it came from Spanish, and in Spanish. That's why I did that.
Okay, so got it. So this story is somewhat autobiographical.
Somewhat.
Okay. Yeah, I said somewhat. I didn't say it was autobiographical. I said somewhat, you know. But, well, you know, and what's really interesting is the title, La Luz de un Cigarrillo.
Right.
Like, it kind of gives you the impression that the play itself revolves around a cigarette. And because it's La Luz de un Cigarrillo.
Right.
But the character's name is Luz.
Yeah.
So can you just enlighten us a little bit about where that title came from?
Look at you. Yeah, La Luz un Cigarrillo, the light of a cigarette, is a metaphor in the play, but also a reference in the play to the character. And she's isolated, and she's slowly kind of burning away, but there's a lot of rage in her as well that comes out. But at the same time, it's a reference in the play to a beautiful moment that she shares with her son growing up, as he was growing up at night when the lights would come off, and she would listen to her radio shows on Radio Wado, and she would light up her cigarette, and he would follow the cigarette up and down like a roller coaster, and that little light would light up his evening while he was falling asleep. So that's sort of a reference to that moment in the play. They're in conflict with each other because he comes back after 5 years of being away. They think that they're so different from each other, but they're not. And that's what they sort of begin to discover in the play. They're constantly at odds. And one of the moments that brings them together is when he reminisces about seeing the light of a cigarette at night before they went to bed.
Well, look at you, Mr. Metaphor. How about that? I'll throw it back over.
I know it sounds terrible, the mother smoking a cigarette around her child, but hey, it's very typical. It's particularly in the Latino culture.
It's nothing. It definitely. We're talking real. I mean, today happens to be like we're talking about real people, real characters, and the work that's being actually shared with you guys is it depicts on real people and people that I think as Latinos are relatable.
Which is one of the reasons I wrote it. It wasn't being done. I mean, in Spanish, contemporary, real. I just felt like there was a void. And Dominican, even though the story is universal, I felt like, okay, nobody's really exploring this in a real way, not sort of clownish. It's sort of very realistic. If I can toot my own horn, it's kind of Chekhovian in some ways. Because Chekhov did it in his day. Chekhov was sort of his contemporary in that time. So for me, it was important to show that. So folks can go to the theater. Folks that don't go to the theater can go and go, oh my goodness, it's like my family. And that's what sort of happened.
Okay, so it's interesting. You referenced your work to Chekhov, and Chekhov
He's
was
a big
contemporary.
influence.
Right. Well, that's very interesting because he's a classic now. Obviously, he was contemporary back then, but he's a classic.
Yeah.
So, going back to like your thought process in writing this in Spanish, right? Because writing it in Spanish obviously means that you're catering to the Spanish-speaking audience. Now, what if you're not a Spanish speaker? You know, is it translated or?
We got it covered. We got super titles. And the
you do?
super titles is where you're
Nice.
watching the show and you can look up and see what's going on in English, or what's being said, rather. Like going to the opera in some ways. Sometimes the opera does it to the sides. We do it right center up above you so you can watch what's going on or see what's being said while you're watching what's going on. And we've had a lot of people from different countries come to see the show. People from the Middle East, people from Russia. I mean, and they're saying to me, that's my family. And that kind of threw me at first. because I guess I was in my bubble.
Right.
And it threw me when I had people crying, and I'm like, oh, I'm from Libya. I'm like, what? Oh, that's right. These are human beings. They're not just Dominican. So there's a lot of connection happening with these characters with folks from all over the world who have seen the show, which was a pleasant and lovely and wonderful surprise.
That's nice. That's nice. It's almost like inviting people to go see a foreign film in play form.
Exactly.
Very nice. The set looks lovely, right? I've seen images.
Now that's very autobiographical. The set is, if you go to my place and then you go see the set, you'll kind of panic. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm on the set. Because, Yanko, who did the set, Bakulish, he was pretty close to every detail. Expanding it for the stage, of course, but he was very close to what the real place looks like.
Nice.
It's a 5-floor walk-up with the rejas, with the bars on it, to protect the child.
Right, it's very precise. I saw it, and I'm like, wow, this is a really precisely done set. So,
and very, I guess, New York Latino, because it's very cluttered. This character is a hoarder, and Tieto's crap everywhere, just sort of consuming the space.
So before we go, can we just share who's in the actual cast and of course the running times, because this is actually the last weekend the show will be here at Lehman. Not that it's the last show, but it'll be here at Lehman.
That's right. The cast includes Susana Guzman, award winner, Arisleda Lombard, who plays Divina, Crazy Aunt, award winner, Teresa Yenke, award winner, Ismael Cruz Cordova, who's on The Good Wife right now. He's an award winner. And then it's playing at Lehman Stages Studio Theater tonight, Friday the 14th, tomorrow, Saturday the 15th at 8, and then Sunday is the last performance at 4 o'clock.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. All right, definitely go check out La Luz de un Cigarrillo. Check it out, people. And of course, if you want more information on La Luz de un Cigarrillo, you can check out their Facebook page at facebook.com/La Luz de un Cigarrillo. And again, for tickets, you can call 212-529-1948. And you can go to Smart Tix, which is smarttix.com. All right, Bobby C. and the Sports Roundup is right after the break, so don't you go anywhere.
Welcome home, man.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Ladies and gentlemen, Grandmaster Millionaire.
Yeah, this is power. The power of our voice. The power to transform. The power to leave our mark. The power of my vote.
Register and vote. Call 866-VOTE-NYC or visit www.bronxnet.org.
Jets' offensive struggles of the preseason became a thing of the distant past Sunday in Gangrene's 48-28 drubbing of division rival Buffalo at MetLife Stadium. No TDs by the starters in a winless preseason didn't translate come opening day, as starting quarterback Mark Sanchez was masterful in the highest scoring opener in franchise history.
Very excited for our players and our coaches, and I thought they did a tremendous job all week long. The focus was terrific, and really, credit those guys.
Sanchez tossed 3 touchdowns, including 2 to rookie wide receiver Stephen Hill, and 1 to second-year wideout Jeremy Curley, who also returned a punt for a score, another franchise first in the same game.
I knew we had a great plan coming into the game. I had a good feeling about it all week. And I knew our shortcomings in the preseason were shortcomings in the red zone. And there were penalties. I hit Steven on almost the exact same route I threw to PT for a pick 6 against the Giants. And you throw it right, you throw it accurately, and you score. So I knew we were really close in the preseason. And did I know it was 48 points? No, I didn't necessarily know that. But that's just a great day of execution. And, we still left some plays out there, so it wasn't perfect. Still got a lot of work to do, but I'm really proud of our effort and the way we moved the ball today.
Feels good, better than a loss. So, team effort, team win. We'll feed off of it, take it in next week.
The Wildcat debuted with second-string QB Tim Tebow at the helm. And although the high-scoring production wasn't a factor from this formation, it did exactly what Ryan said it would, disrupt Buffalo.
I'm excited about it. We expected to win. We knew that Buffalo is a tough opponent, but we expect to win and defend our home field.
It all amounted to a big day for the Jets offense, one that was backed by a solid effort from the defense. The Jets nabbed 3 interceptions, including one by Antonio Cromartie, which he returned for a touchdown.
The tackling was suspect at best, especially in that second half. I think we got a big lead and kind of rested a little bit, and that's this opponent clearly has a lot more weapons than that. And the young man Spiller stepped in there and shoot. I've always joked about Cookie Gilchrist, but that's what he looked like with a lot more speed. So he had a huge day, and want to tip my hat to him. I know that team's tough, and they always keep fighting, and that's what you're trying to tell your team. And, to their credit, they made plays against us on offense and, clearly thought we had the game in control, but they made it interesting, certainly.
The defense came out and played outstanding. Granted, a few touchdowns given up here and there, but our offense we were on point.
Far from grounded, the Jets' game plan travels to Pittsburgh next for another key divisional game Sunday with the Steelers.
A totally different challenge. You got to go on the road to play in one of the toughest places to play in football in Pittsburgh. So again, as excited and happy as I am about this win, it's only one win, and obviously we need a lot more to get to where we want to get to, which is the playoffs.
Victory for the Jets on Sunday didn't come without some issue, though. Star corner Darrelle Revis suffered a mild concussion, and his status for Pittsburgh is still uncertain. The Jet defense did knock out Buffalo running back Fred Jackson, paving the way for a career day for C.J. Spiller. But ultimately, you have to give the Jets some credit here. We'll see if the Wildcat and the new-look Sanchez continues in the Steel City. 4:25 kickoff in Pittsburgh on Sunday. Back home in the Big Apple, the New York Giants will try to even their record following the opening night loss to Dallas a week and a half ago. Defensive stalwart Justin Tuck said this week that the G-men are going to ramp up their energy for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kickoff on Sunday is set for 1 p.m. at MetLife Stadium. The Yankees have certainly needed to ramp up their energy with the feisty Baltimore Orioles and former manager Buck Showalter in the rearview mirror. The O's, who edged the Tampa Rays in 14 Thursday night, are tied for first place with the Bombers. The Pinstripers return to the BX this weekend, starting tonight with a key matchup of aces as the Rays and Yankees square off at Yankee Stadium. David Price will oppose CC Sabathia. The Bombers wrapped their short series in Boston Thursday, blanking the lowly Red Sox 2-0 behind a very strong start for Phil Hughes and another clutch hit for the captain, Derek Jeter. Jeter, whose aching left ankle limited him to a DH role, smashed an RBI single in the 7th. That provided some cushion for Hughes. The win marked the first time this month the reeling Bombers have taken consecutive games. As for Jeter, he's now tied for 10th place on the all-time list with Hall of Famer Willie Mays. Needless to say, the Yankees will need to play well this weekend against the Rays, who are also alive and well in the playoff hunt. Across town, the Mets are focused on the future. Promising young pitcher Matt Harvey has been a bright spot for a club that has sputtered in the second half after such a brilliant start. Harvey hurled 10 strikeouts in 5 innings, limiting the Washington Nationals to 1 run Wednesday night, but the Mets bats couldn't muster much against Long Beach, New York native John Lannon, who was actually replacing the shutdown Steven Strasburg on the mound. Nats captured a 2-0 win. We go inside the locker room for more.
It's great, having this support of my family and friends. It was, it's always special to come home and pitch well. Being on this team right now is incredible because you can not only see it, but you can kind of feel the chemistry and everything. It's something special, and I'm just proud to be a part of it right now.
I like the way he was throwing tonight, but I've liked the way he's throwing. I like the way he threw last year. He threw great in the 2 starts he's had before. So he fits in real nice.
Guys aren't getting frustrated, but, it's definitely there. We can't let that carry on to the next day. We've got to take care of the opportunities we have and try to drive runs in when they're out there for us.
After Thursday's off day, the Mets are on the road in Milwaukee this weekend. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. We begin on the local gridiron with the Fordham Rams, who fell 28-13 at Villanova last weekend, return to the Bronx for a 1 p.m. kickoff Saturday with Cornell at Rose Hill. The Rams are 1-1 and learned this week that Patrick Murray was named the National Place Kicker Player of the Week for the second straight week. Murray, who was highlighted in our latest Sports NYC, airing on BronxNet right now, certainly has the look of a future pro. John Skelton is a former Ram in the NFL, and he got the quarterback nod in Week 1 for the Arizona Cardinals. But the dream come true of being named a starting QB was derailed as he sprained his ankle. Skelton has now been ruled out for Sunday. The Cards will return back to Kevin Cobb against New England. From the college basketball hardwood, UConn men's basketball head coach Jim Calhoun is retiring at 70. Despite some ups and downs on and off the court over the years, Calhoun built Husky basketball in Storrs, Connecticut, carving out a place in hoop history that won't be forgotten. On the NBA floor, the Brooklyn Nets continue to tweak their roster. They have signed Josh Childress and Andre Blatch, 2 players that could easily help lengthen the bench for the highly anticipated upcoming debut in the BK. As for the Knicks, they worked out 33-year-old Tracy McGrady Thursday. He spent the back end of one season in New York and could return to help the bench. The Knicks are moving forward with Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. He is set to come in and work with Melo and Amari on their post game. The Knicks could then sign Hakeem the Dream to a roster spot. Just kidding. I figured they were signing a bunch of old guys. Why not the Dream? Yankee note, Andy Pettitte, out for the better part of 2 months, will return to the mound Tuesday night in the Bronx. He will start against Toronto. He's making a playoff push himself. The U.S. Open came to a close. Andy Murray is the men's champ. Serena Williams battled back to take the women's crown. A lockout in the NHL appears on the horizon. Although the season is nearing, NHL owners are in support of the lockout. Speaking of departures, Notre Dame is leaving the Big East for the ACC. However, it appears football will remain independent. And on a final sports roundup note, congrats go out to Football Hall of Famer Curtis Martin. Sunday, he joined other Jet greats in the Ring of Honor, and gangrene retired Curtis's number 28. We'll stick with the Jets and hit the C-list for a closer look at the Week 1 win. Well, I did see gangrene topping Buffalo in Week 1, but I believe most of us would admit we couldn't see that score coming. I was also amazingly impressed by Mark Sanchez. I might have to reconsider my comments about his job security. I'm giving the Jets an A for their efforts against Buffalo, but I'm sticking with the idea of either 8-8 or 9-7. I want to see more from the Jets in Pittsburgh, a place that seems to break their hearts time after time. Are you changing your mind about the Jets? Hit us up on Facebook.com/SportsNYC and share your thoughts. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C. Until next time, I'll see you Friday. Back.
Mom, I'm not going to go to college.
What are you saying? You've got to go to college.
Well, they offered me a job and...
Son, college is much more important.
No.
Yes.
No, Mom.
Yes.
Anyways, it's my decision.
Okay, well then decide what degree you're going to get because you will go to college.
Their tomorrow depends on your words today. The Hispanic Scholarship Fund has the information you need to help your kids go to college.
We can all be energy savers. It's easy. Turn off lights. Use energy-saving light bulbs. And turn off electronics and appliances when not in use. Make a change and we can really fly. Learn more at energy.gov/kids.
This is so cool, Dad.
Awesome.
This is so cool, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
So here are the keys. Congratulations, it's officially yours. I'm sure you'll have many happy years here. Except for you, because you'll be gone 3 years from now, struck down by the same disease that got your father. So you won't be around for them. And sadly, it could have been detected early with a simple test, but you didn't have it. Okay, who wants to check out the backyard?
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
Did you know that getting up and getting active for just 60 minutes a day is all it takes to help you get stronger, look better, and feel great?
Or that fresh fruits and veggies aren't just healthier and crunchier, they can taste better too?
Eating better and getting more active is easier than you think.
Yeah! Keep watching for some fun and easy ways to discover the magic of healthy living in your life.
America.
Let's get healthy together!
Hello, welcome back to Open. The lights are shining. It is now time for our Open Artist Spotlight.
The Open Artist Spotlight is made possible in part with public funds from the Bronx Council on the Arts through the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization Program.
Our open artist will be performing at the Jerome Gunhill Bid Fall Festival on September 22nd. Diverse in all aspects of music, she knows no bounds as she continues to captivate audiences with her charisma. Here to perform now is Gigi Lizette!
Hi, everyone. I'll be singing my single, I Belong. Born without a name, lost without a game, hero without a save. That's how my heart is made. A story with no ending, hurt without the pain, scared without afraid, forgive without mistake. A beat without a drum, a verse without a song. I know your mind believes that I'm the only one. I belong with you. I without a key, a wind without a breeze, a yell without a scream, a stay without a leave, a mask without a face, a bend without a break, a prayer without a need, a stay without a leave, a bird without a sky, question without a why. You're the bridge to my life. The truth is in my eyes. I belong with you. I belong with you. I belong with you. Belong. I belong. I belong with you. I belong with you. I belong with you. Belong. I belong. Like a clue that needs a trace, like a room that needs a space. I know your heart can help but see you belong with me. Like a bird without a sky, question without a why, a tear without one cry. I feel it deep inside. I belong with you. I belong with you. I belong with you. Belong. I belong. I belong with you. I belong with you. I belong with you. Belong. I belong with you.
Oh, that's so refreshing. Isn't that so refreshing? Oh, what a wonderful way to end the show. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
you
you so
actually
much.
have to speak
Oh,
into
I
the
have
mic.
to
Yes.
speak into the mic.
Yes. So, you have a lot of music out there on YouTube.
Yes, I do.
I have fun on your channel. And just curious, do you write your lyrics?
Well, I've been working with the professional music world, so they have been providing most of the music, but we're going to be collaborating. So in the future, there'll be a lot more with me.
I was wondering, based on like the topics and just the message that you're trying to get out there.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think that all the music sort of like promotes individuality, which I totally stand behind, and it's about having fun. And this song is obviously a love song, about, and who doesn't love a love song?
Right. Of course, absolutely. And so, what exactly do you see for yourself in like the next couple of years?
To conquer the world.
Spoken like a true woman. Conquer the world.
Yeah, like I just want to get out there, and sing and just keep on living life and loving it.
That's awesome. and you're going to be out there on September 22nd.
Yes, I am.
What kind of music are you going to be singing on September 22nd?
I'll be singing my single Ankle Bracelet. It's a more upbeat and a little bit harder, and it's got some guitar riffs in there, and it's pretty sick. I like it.
It's pretty sick, okay? Spoken like a true lady. It's pretty sick. Okay?
I'm class.
No, I love it. We love it. And now, again, just going back to the style of, are you trained classically?
I am actually. I was trained as an opera singer. So classically trained, and then I went to school for musical theater. So I got a lot of varying.
Okay, so what made you go into training opera, right? Obviously you have the voice for that, and then kind of fuse into this pop. You have like it's very diverse. It's very eclectic. I visited your YouTube channel and I was like, wow, you've got a nice range.
Oh, thank you. Well, I think that I started off in classical, like as like a young child, and then I've always like been a big fan of like pop music, and I've always been a big fan of just like contemporary music. So it was sort of like that's more where like my heart and soul lies.
Mm-hmm.
While like the classical is just like fun to do because it's challenging.
Right.
But yeah, I think that this is exactly where I need to be.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
And the beauty of it is that you're trained and you know exactly what it is that you were trained to do for yourself.
Yes. And I'm not like injuring myself or anything like that, because I know like a lot of pop singers, you hear about them developing polyps and everything like that. But hopefully with my background and with the training that I've had, I won't be doing any kind of severe damage to my vocals.
So how long have you been out there performing now?
Performing? Ooh, well, as Gigi Lizay.
Yes, Gigi Lizay. I think that's who I'm talking to. I mean, is there anybody else in the room?
For about like a year about a year now. About a year. So it's been a crazy year, and it's just going to get crazier. So
I'm
really
sure
exciting.
sure it's going to be exciting. We're going to keep track of it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So once again, Gigi Lizay, everyone.
Thank you.
Woo!
And before I leave, I want to thank Al Pizarro and Mount Fury Hospital and the professional music world. And please hit me up, Gigi Lizay, Twitter, Facebook. Find me on iTunes. Dance Away was like top 10. So hit me up.
Nice. Congratulations. Dance Away is actually the one. I like the video, too. It's pretty hot.
Oh, thanks.
It's pretty hot. Very good. It's down to earth, back to dealing with real people. You know, this video, she's actually like a maintenance person, which is interesting because it's like a woman maintenance person. You know, but I like the concept because there's a reality. There's people who got to do what they got to do in order to get to where they're going.
And then dance away the night.
Exactly. And then dance away because it's all about dancing, people.
Yeah,
that's right. Woo! All right. Once again, for more on Gigi Lizay, you can check her out on Facebook by going to Ms. Gigi Lizay. And of course, she's going to be at the Jerome Gun Hill Bid Festival, September 22nd. So make sure you check that out. All right. But before we close the show, yesterday we had primary elections throughout New York State. And you can tune in to Open Monday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. for more on election results. And for any election information, you can go to our website, bronxnet.org. All right. So remember to stay involved and make your voice heard. Make it count. The only way it's going to count is if you get out there and you vote, people. Please make your voice count. All right, that is all the time we have for today's show. We want to thank all of our guests for stopping by. We want to thank the crew for the efforts, and of course you for tuning in, streaming in. If you missed any part of the show today, remember to Recablecast happens tonight at 5, 10 p.m. and throughout the entire week.